we're proud of this third floor. We're equally proud of downstairs on the first floor as well, where we have a new academic advising office that has just been fantastic for us in the quality of the space that we have, but more importantly, the kind of work that is going on to help all of our student athletes, male and female, do the best job that they can in the classroom, which obviously is what we all talk about as we recruit student athletes to come to Temple. We want that academic piece to be first and foremost. It's a 1 and 1A issue. Obviously, they want to do well in their athletic endeavors as well, but without the academic piece, then there won't be much athletic things going on. So, as you came up here, all of this area here is for recreation and intramurals and all of those things that go on for the regular student body. We were lucky enough to use that space this year with basketball camp and also a team camp that we had here. So it's 4 full courts that are as good as you can get. We have partitions to all of them. We have great staff of people who run that office, headed by Steve Young. So we're grateful for the relationship that we all have with each other. I think for me, as I go about doing what I try to do here at Temple, we're all in this together. It's a team sport, certainly from the athletic administration through the student athlete. Everybody's in it together. We're trying to make the experience as good as it possibly can be. So we have some history and tradition on this wall, certainly with some of the former players who played here, 2 Hall of Fame coaches who coached here, Harry Litwack and John Chaney. And then just kind of a new thing that's going on with our Temple Made campaign, which has really hit a nice home run for all of us at Temple. So we're excited by it. Is that good enough on the lobby area, the entrance area, Coach Doherty?
So far, so good. I think you have a new job there. I think you can lead towards.
Oh, don't say that. Bridget Mayer, who has a gallery down in Philadelphia, through some philanthropic people, we've had the opportunity to see this. Like all of our, take a look at it, see what you think. That's what it is. That's what I've been told. All of art, whatever it is that you see, is critical. So it gives a nice balance to academics and athletics. So, headed down the hallway, we kind of hang out in this room with Campus Rec as well. So we share this big space with Campus Recreation, which is nice for us. Offers a good partnership to the balance again of athlete versus student. Again, history and tradition all along this wall with those who have come before us. And we talk about this all the time. We'll go see the theater in a little bit. And one of the first days we were in there, 2 former guys who played for Coach Chaney came into the room with us. I brought them in, and I talked about how those 2 guys had a small little locker in the basement of McGonigal Hall here. And then they used to go out onto McGonigal Hall and play and beat the pants off a lot of teams with really not a lot of stuff that we now have. So it doesn't matter the grandiose nature, and I think this is far from grandiose. I think this is really a classy area that we've been blessed enough to have. But it's not what you have, it's what you make of the things that you are blessed with. So in previous years, I think Coach Chaney, Coach Litwack's teams, and Coach Casey's teams have done a wonderful job of representing Temple. We're just lucky enough to have all of this at our disposal at this point. It really brings us into a whole different level of where the rest of our competition is as well. So these are all the present-day women's team, and we'll have our team up here. Again, over on this side is all the history and tradition. You can go to that board and hit it, and you can get a sense of what all of those who have come before us have done. For example, Guy Rogers and Candace Dupree, and as Jeff Wilson will so ably do, give you a little hit a button, and you'll be able to see Devontae Watson, Daniel Dingle, Quentin Nicosi, Jake O'Brien, Khalif Wyatt, and all those other fine-looking student athletes we have that represent Temple, and they're just good people. They're doing good work, and they're trying their best to be the best students and athletes they can be for this great institution. But I think it's important for our guys, too, on their way in. And they probably don't do it enough, and I probably haven't made the point of it enough. But come through here every once in a while. Take a look at Guy Rogers and Hal Lear and John Baum and Mark Jackson and Shea Petty and all those people that have come before you, because it is really critical to know what you're getting yourself into in any basketball program that you go through. And so for us, we're lucky to have a great history and a great tradition. The luckiest guy here is me. I am the luckiest guy. And we're a week ago, if you had, somebody said to me, how's the health of your guys? I said, it's great. We're doing great. Everything's good. And then I forgot to knock on some wood because we got like a twisted ankle and a little sprain here and a sickness there. So we're lucky because we're relatively healthy, but it's a big thing. And we talked about it yesterday too, where these seasons are so long for these guys, and it's critical for all of us to kind of manage that full season. Make sure that everybody's in good health and they're getting their proper rest, and they are doing the things they need to do in the classroom and actually as a social being on campus as well. So we're trying all that. We're going to continue on down here. We'll go to our filter in as best you can. And I want you to know that as you go about this locker room is always this clean. We didn't come through here with brooms or picking things up. I can guarantee you that. You believe that? I got some swampland in Florida for you. This is, it's a great lounging area for these guys, and they do what they do. They play some video games, which I'm not a big video game guy. I think there's too many other things you got to do, but I voice that every once in a while. Again, some history, tradition, some excellence, some tradition, pride, of course, and but it's a great place for them to hang out, just kind of spend some time, maybe between classes, before they go to dinner, or all those things that they do and hang out together. So when they have study hall, when they have practice, those kind of things. And here's what I was mentioning before, when the previous administration was here, Coach Cheney and his guys, that locker in McGonigal Hall downstairs was about this wide, so maybe you could hang that practice jersey up and that pair of shorts up. That's what it was like. And maybe half that height as well. And they would go out and just play great basketball. So while we are blessed and thrilled by all of this, it's not what makes you a great player. It's not obviously what makes you a great student. It's not what makes you a great human being. It's all those other things that we have an opportunity to provide for these gentlemen here at Temple University. They're good people, and they get it. They really, they get why they're here. They get how lucky they are and how they are responsible for representing this institution. They got to be accountable. They got to be responsible. They got to do a good job. So these are all the names that are up there that are occupying these great spaces. And again, what we try to emphasize enough, and I think they think I'm a pretty boring guy, and I am. I'm truly a boring guy, because I keep beating them over the head with what they're going to be thinking about. I made them do provide for me a one-page reflection paper the other day on where they're going to be when they're 40 years old. And while I want them enjoying all this today, I also want them thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow and the many tomorrows that are provided for them. But this here doesn't ensure what you're going to do tomorrow. What this does is give you a great opportunity. And tomorrow, what are you going to be? You're going to be a great businessman. You're going to be philanthropic. You're going to be a school teacher. Whatever you're going to be it right, be it well, and do a good job with it. So we're thrilled to have this space. Obviously, we have restroom and showers and what have you in the other room, but we'll skip that at this point. But we'll go out and we'll kind of work our way. I'll show you the women's area too, because they have a wonderful space as well, and they do a great job with their program. I think Tanya Cardoza has a wonderful program, and above all, a good human being, and takes great care of her student athletes as well. So this is what we got. I think we're privileged. I think we're very lucky to have this kind of opportunity. So, and the bottom line for me is that these guys have that same opinion, and they understand it. They understand how lucky they are. So.
We're not done with the
Look to the west of Philadelphia is like. We're obviously in North Philadelphia, all the way out to the west. You can see over here, Girard College is over there. Center City is off in the background. We have a burgeoning area in North Philadelphia, and the opportunities that a lot of our student athletes are getting, not necessarily student athletes, but the students get a chance to live in this area as well. So we're very fortunate. I think it provides a great view of what Philadelphia has to offer. And the women have a great opportunity here as well, so we're thrilled to share this complex and this space with them. They also let us use it when we have our basketball camp and we have our team camp as well. So we have 6 full courts that we can have everybody up here in, and so it's been a great help to our community service piece to us too, to provide opportunities for people to come and see what Temple athletics is about. So. Practice today. You want to say anything about this room, Jeff? Who inhabits it? We have an outstanding trainer in Sean Cameron, who's with us a lot. There's Sean. Sean's running the show. Wave your hand, Sean.
Heels all wounds. Got our taping tables on this side with treatment tables on that side. There's also a cooler room in the back for ice and water hookups and all that sort of stuff. There's also a doctor's exam room, and then there's offices for both of our athletic trainers, for both Sean with the men and the women's trainer as well.
We have all the pro lines out on the court because we had a bunch of pro guys here this summer, some of them being our guys, whether it's Boy Allen, Michael Eric, Deontay Christmas, all those guys. We had some other guys from other teams as well, local teams come in. Local guys like Wayne Ellington was here a lot of days. Dion Waiters was here a lot of days. 3 guys that have had their jerseys retired here, Bill McLean, Guy Rogers, and Mark Macon. So we have opportunities here each and every day. This is what we do. It's where we practice. I love the western view again, out this way. And so we're just thrilled to be here. Years past, we would be sort of vagabondish. We would be in one gym one day, another gym another day, another gym the third day. But now we're here. This is our home. All along that wall is our office. There with the half window. You can see the half window down there. That's my office. Get a chance to peek out here every day and pinch myself to say, you actually have this kind of job, that you're coaching college basketball in this city. Again, all the luck's coming to me. So thrilled to do it. So we'll work our way through. I'll show you this is the outer wall of our weight room. Go in there, just check out Mark Proto first, and then pay attention. Don't do anything crazy. You know, the world we live in today, the social media world we live in today, you can't do much without being seen. So you're all being spied on by these cameras here. So anytime during the course of a practice, you might be able to say, okay, we'll stop the action. We can redo a drill. Let's say, okay, you didn't think you set a poor screen there? Oh yeah, now I see it, coach. So again, this is the kind of state-of-the-art stuff that we can do here. And then you might say, okay, you might bring a group over and say, okay, this is how we're going to run our out-of-bounds play, and throw it up on the board. We like to do that, like to show them something on the board first and then put it in live a little bit later on. It's just one of those quirky things that we do. So Joe is the finest women's basketball secretary in America. Right, Joe? You got it. And that board just tells you some things that are going on in college basketball today. We just kind of talk about the top recruit, Muhammad, injured in practice at UCLA, just in case anybody wants a little tidbit of information. This is, I think these 6 groupings of pictures tell a lot about Temple and Temple basketball over the years, whether it's from Clarence Brookins to Juan Fernandez to Howard Evans to Dawn Staley to Khalif Wyatt to Coach Chaney, all those folks that have come before us, who we pay homage to with all these 6 boards here, little pictures. You can change them up a lot so we can show some folks what's going on with that. So let's come on down. Well, it's really good to see you. How you doing? Good. This is Mark Proto over here, by the way, strength and conditioning coach at Temple University. Does all of our work with our student athletes. How important is this area to you, Mark?
This area is critical for us. It's good for 2 purposes, for sports performance and then for injury prevention.
Do you think these guys have a sense that they get in here, or do you have a sense they get in here a whole lot more because of this area than maybe in previous areas that we've worked in?
I think our guys understand the technology we have and what we've got available to us.
Why the quote of Pat Riley on the mirror over here?
I think because this says a lot about the attitude that we want to bring into the weight room every day and that we want to carry out onto the court.
Everybody has that, but a champion needs, in his attitude, a motivation above and beyond winning. We need to do our job the best way we can, and do we want to win every game? We sure do. But we also want to represent ourselves well and be the best people we can be. So. And that's Philly on the background here, whether it's City Hall or Comcast building or Rocky or the elevated trains or the subway stop or whatever it is. That's what we are. The only thing we're missing is maybe a big cheesesteak and a soft pretzel and maybe some chocolate cupcakes from Tasty Cake, which I could really go for right now, but ain't gonna happen. All right, so we'll go back we'll probably end this tour and then you can ask questions. We'll start our practice actually in here today. We've done that over the last week or so. Just come in and put, like, we talked about our 2-3 zone and our 1 defense yesterday. Put it up on the board. I drew up a spectacular out-of-bounds play, too, that scores every time. And so we put that up there, and then we go out and kind of walk through whatever the details are as we go through practice. So, and then we'll start. Obviously, we're going to start our games very soon, so our first game will be against Kent State. So a couple of days before Kent State, we will show their offense, their defense. We'll talk about how maybe some past films of Kent State, we'll see them. And then after Kent State, we'll watch the film again the next day. Let's say we'll play on the 13th. We'll have the Kent State film on the 14th to go over some of the things we did well or not so well. And then we'll prepare the next day for Rice for a couple days. We'll play Rice and do the same thing over again. So we'll spend a lot of time in this room. And also, this is a room that this wall goes back, and Mr. Bradshaw has a lot of meetings here. We have 1 meeting a month always, led by the compliance office here at Temple. We talk about all sorts of things, but everybody who's a coach can fit in this room, and there might be some overflow on occasion, but it's a great multi-purpose room that has been wonderful for our athletic department. So. But we live a lot in here. We spend a lot of time in watching the film. It's probably the most sophisticated time that I can remember in our days of coaching. Back when I was a player, you very seldom watch film. Now today, you're inundated with film because you know what, it tells a great story. I have a great friend of ours who is a college coach in this city. He gave me a quote once that said, "Statistics indict, but film convicts." Okay, the statistics say I shot 2 for 10. Yeah, but they were great shots and they went in and out. Well, then you see the film, all of a sudden those 8 misses that you got were probably 6 of them were poor shot attempts. You were guarded. You should have passed it to your teammate or any of those things. So you can see what's going on. You see if you were in the right position on defense. So that's been good. So that is my spiel. Mr. Bradshaw, you have anything to add? Would you like to talk about how proud you are of this facility and all those folks who have been so kind and generous to us, including you, to provide this for us?
Yeah, Coach, thank you. I thought it was a terrific, thorough look at our new building, our new digs. It shows a commitment to excellence by the university, board of trustees, the administration, confidence in what we're doing and where we're headed, and I think particularly in Coach Dunphy. You know, the hard work that he's had. And as Coach Lee would say, he used to be in the galleys. When he came up here, he said, you know, I used to work in the galleys. And now he says, Coach has got everything. He's got everything. It's wonderful. And he said, I couldn't be happier for you. So it's a real commitment. It's Philadelphia. It's Temple. It's going to be the Big East. So it's coming together at the right time. So couldn't be more grateful to the university for what they've done to make this happen.
Jeff, do you have anything there? You did?
No, I think it's just a space that we're really excited about, and as a Temple grad, I mean, to see all the different improvements around campus from the time that I graduated to now, and to now be able to be occupying a space as great as this is just something that's, I think, really, really special to all of us.
Even in my short years, this is my 7th year being here, the campus has changed dramatically. It's amazing the growth that is taking place here, and I don't think the university's done making this growth as well. So I think we're in great shape in so many different ways. So as I reiterated a couple times already, I'm very fortunate to be in the situation that I find myself in. So are we taking questions at this point, Mr. Doherty?
I think a question or two if anyone has some for the coach. Coach, of course kids are always and forever education, competition, that's what they're coming for. But when you're recruiting people and you're looking at what other schools can offer, and now you haven't gone through it yet since it's new, but when you can now show this to a potential recruit to come in, how much is this going to sell them, do you think?
Well, it certainly helps. You know, today's world's a little different than a number of years ago, and instant gratification, instant satisfaction could be the word of the day. Kids want to see what we've got going on. Well, we have put ourselves in the neighborhood of all the great programs in the country in terms of the facilities that we have. And so we talk about that. We talk about how we are facility rich at this point. But that's not going to be what's going to get you over the hump. It's the focus, the dedication, the hard work, the motivation, all of those things that will take shape. And we'd like to think that we're going to provide as much opportunity as possible. We're going to challenge you in the classroom. We're going to challenge you on the court. We're also going to challenge you in the community. This is, you're a pretty lucky group of guys. You can't be keeping that luck. You got to give it back. And so that's what the total student athlete will get when they come to Temple. And I have a lot of confidence in my brethren in the NCAAs as well, and in this city. Everybody's got, there's a number of great programs, and everybody does a really good job. They work really hard. Ours is different. Ours is unique. It's not necessarily better. It's just unique. If you said to me, I mentioned this in the paper the other day, if you want wide open spaces and a very quiet, settled atmosphere, well, this is not it. You want action and things that are happening all the time and challenges, well, this is what you got. Me, I'm a challenge guy. I want the action. So this is great. Absolutely great.
You talked about how this is a great recruiting tool, how the current players react to this, I mean, the new days.
Yeah, they loved it initially, and now when they get yelled and fussed and cussed at, they don't talk about it too much. Oh yeah, but we got Coach cussed at me today, but I got a great seat in the theater, so it's not as bad. You know, they're worried about that, but they love it. They love every second of it, and they feel very privileged to have it. And so when somebody else from a different era comes back, they are putting their hand out, shaking hands with them, and respecting what it is that they did before us.
Anything else?
Okay, it's an easy crowd. Easy crowd.
Well, you back to
Did it all. You explained everything.
Yeah, right.